on, everybody? Oh, Jeffrey, we got to fix that camera. What are you doing? The guy gets to sit over here. Yeah. I'm going to just kind of finger your lap here.
This is an interesting feeling here. Hey, first time for everything, huh?
Creepy uncle vibes.
Creepy uncle vibes. Oh, it makes it even better that your wife is watching.
You're really mature for your age. You know
your wife and your aunt?
Yeah. Welcome, everybody, to Leave It at the Table. It is a beautiful Thursday night. Kyle Wright, Drew Gorman, special guest, our producer, Mr. Jeffrey Cooper, sitting in on the show this week. Oh, yeah. Jeffrey, how you doing?
Good.
You excited? You nervous here?
A little bit nervous.
Yeah? It's all right, dude. It's everybody's first time. They're nervous with the big thing in their face like that, dude. You're good. Just relax.
Can I say how wonderful you two look?
Thank you. You look good too, by the way. Oh, yeah. What are we doing here?
I'm just here for the hat.
It looks good on it. Oh yeah. It looks good on it.
Purple does look good on you, my friend.
It does, dude. I'll be honest with you, and it goes well with the shirt. Hey, t-shirts are in, so there's that. I'm gonna take Tina Fisher's advice tonight. And instead of spending a lot of time getting into the topic,
we'll just roll right in.
We're just going to kind of go right in. So the only thing that I am going to do, that we have to do before the conversation starts every single week, is remind everybody that this podcast is brought to you by BassTackleSupply.com. Fishing season. If you don't have your gear, they just posted some nice new stuff today that I'm looking at. Topwater lures they've got some nice brand new ones on the website. Go to BassTackleSupply.com and get all the fishing gear that you need for fishing season before it is too late. You're going to use the promo code LEAVEIT when you get the checkout, and you're going to get 10% off your order. Once again, that is BassTackleSupply.com for all your fishing, bait, and tackle needs. All right. Oh, we got to do it tonight, fellas. We talked last week, and we talked about how this show has lost a little bit of momentum. Some of that's our fault. Even though last week I think I kind of incorrectly said that none of it's our fault. And then as I start to think throughout the week and into today, I'm like, nothing's ever not your fault. There's almost always things that you could be doing differently. Now, obviously, we've already talked about this. We couldn't have planned for our sponsor just going dark. We couldn't have planned for some of the numbers to just dip. You can't plan for those things. I think some of that's just part of the growth.
Yeah.
Like you got, what is it? You got to crawl before you can walk, and then sometimes you're going to fall back into crawling before you can run. Yep. So, but I started thinking, what could we be doing different? And I think that it's good for us to use our platform because we don't get much time to talk outside of this. So why not talk about it on our show? Why not talk about ways to grow this show while we do the show? It just makes sense. And Jeffrey, I had individual conversations with you guys tonight before we came on the air. You're a part of this. You were a part of it at the beginning. You kind of fell out of it for a little while. Not your fault, but it was just kind of it just kind of happened, and now you're back in, and you're a part of this. We've agreed to that. We've agreed with that. We got to figure out ways to take the next step forward. And by the way, for everybody watching, if you guys are in the comments and you have suggestions, if you have ideas, if we bring ideas up to one another and they're things that you don't think would work, then that's fine. Because at the end of the day, we obviously want this show to cater to the people that have been here for us, but we also have to, in the nicest way, figure out how to expand beyond you. Does that make sense?
Yeah. The biggest thing that keeps coming to mind every time we've hit this wall with any show that me and Kyle have been a part of together, it's something that Kyle has said over and over and over. And it really speaks to, I mean, this show I think has been our best show that we've been able to put forth, but it's performed the same as what previous shows have done. and the phrase that you've said multiple times over and probably will continue to say, because it never, I wouldn't say I never listened, but it never clicked until this show. You need to you need to think outside of Bay County to make a bigger show.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of people that are in the comments and that are always commenting but never share. I'm not trying to bash anybody.
No, but I think
it's a big part. And yes, you're commenting. Yes, you're driving algorithms. Yes, you're helping out. But we really need shares. We really need more people seeing.
You know what's funny, Drew, is I made a note today, like a Google note of my stuff for the show tonight, and as Tyler Spalding put it, shout out to him. I know he's in the comments there. As Tyler Spalding put it, I need to word it a little bit differently. But here's what I had, because it's funny that you bring that up, and I didn't even share this note with you. I shared none of my notes tonight. We need to find a way to hold our close friends and our families a little bit more accountable. Now, what does that mean? Like, because they're not responsible for this. They have no accountability to this. So that's the word that we got to find. That's just needs to be twisted a little bit. We need the people that you don't have to watch, but if you scroll by it and you don't have time to watch, hit the share button. I know, like, dude, we got how many people bought these shirts?
Yeah.
We sold 50, 60 shirts, and like in my mind that should equate to if each of these are going to a 2-person household, we should have 25 to 30 shares on each episode, and we're not getting that. And now and again, this is this is not shifting blame. This is to say that, hey, I think that we could be a little bit better about when the people are watching, like right now, for instance, if you are watching this episode, please hit the share button.
We need just as much help from you guys.
I don't think it is unfair to say that we could be faced with a situation soon where if this show is not producing, it may have to go on a hiatus of some kind. Now,
there are things happening in the background that facilitate that,
right.
But that is not what we want, first and foremost.
It just gets easier to make that decision if the numbers aren't there.
Yes.
But if you guys could put us into a position, because I know people love this show. People tell me all the time. People tell you all the time.
100%.
I love your show. I love watching it. So help us be able to do it. If you can't help us monetary, then that's fine. You have no obligation to do that. But you could help in the easiest way. By hitting by 2 or 3 clicks. And that's all it takes. And I think that we can do a better job of, being like, hey, Mom, hit the share button. Hey, Tyler Spalding, share my stuff. Like, I'll share your storm chasing photos. You share my podcast. Drew, Ligas & Co. Hey, I share your stuff all the time. Can you guys maybe throw a share on our podcast here and there? Jeffrey, like, hey, we're sharing, the metaphysical menagerie. Let's also share. Leave it at the table. So I think that's funny that you brought that up.
That's a mouthful. Metaphysical menagerie.
It's McCann's metaphysical menagerie.
That's a
and
mouthful.
I can't say it all. And for some reason, I can say it when it's unprompted, but when I'm trying to say it, I just.
That is a mouthful. Holy moly,
dude! Yeah, see that's what we're gonna get to, Dave. That is something that is actually so. David Ham over on YouTube says, "What have you done to reach out to other viewers other than your viewers sharing?" So that's the biggest thing that I've got on my list. And if you guys want, I can go ahead and I can go through my list and then we can keep going. Do you guys want to do it like that or
hit it?
Yeah. Also, this is on.
I know.
So you're good. Anytime you want to use words, you're good.
Yeah, I don't want to cut anyone off.
You're good, dude. That's what this show's all about.
Have you not been a part of any show that has ever been in this room?
You've done you've been, don't I'm trying to talk. Listen. You knew you were going to get bullied a little bit. You knew you were going to get bullied a little bit.
He said, I'm trying to talk.
So in this order, here's what I had. I had that. And again, I think that's maybe in a form, just like maybe slight victim blame, not victim blaming, but like some of that is coping. But I do think that it is, I think that it's fair to want people to support you. And even if you can't watch it, like, I think it's fair to be like, hey, like, and I'm not talking about like Joe Schmo. I'm talking about like Scott Hollingsworth, my best friend in the world, bro. Mitchell Price, one like my other best friend in the world. Like, you guys, like you guys are my three. You, Mitchell, and Scott. I need those two to share the damn show.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's fair for me to think like, hey, you guys could at least throw a little share on it. Now, if you're not on, like, it's all situational where like if you're not on social media that night, if you're not able to watch and you're not like in a position to be able to do it, then obviously I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about if you scroll by it and you know you don't have time to watch it, you still hit the share button.
Right.
You're gonna share, share this lucky pig or you'll get money next month, but you're not gonna share. Leave it at the table, brother. So Dave, I think that's a fair question. So I'll go through. Rachel and I talked about this a little bit on my way home tonight, and I think that we kind of know this already. We need to find a way to get clips rolling again.
Yeah.
Now that's $20 a week.
Right.
I think we could either split that cost, like to where I'll be like, hey, Drew, if you could pay for it these 2 weeks, I'll pay for it these 2 weeks. Every now and again, if you get a Mosley paycheck, Jeffrey, you could bust in with a 20. Like I don't think it would be the dumbest $20 I would spend in a week.
Right.
Because obviously, like these conversations are easier to have if we're not in the position that we are monetary wise. But I also like, if you answer this question, like for real, would it be the worst $20 that you spend that week if you spent $20 for us to get 2 clips made?
No.
Because if we get 2 clips made from each episode, we've got one to post the day after the show, or Monday after the show, and then like Monday and Wednesday kind of leading into it. And I'll keep making the flyers for the new episodes on chat. I use ChatGPT for that, which is awesome. It's freaking sweet. We've got to figure out how to get clips rolling again. I think that those are extremely beneficial, because just the traffic that I got on the one where we were talking about McAlpin and his wheelchair, dude, that one went hot for a minute, and I think we got some new subscribers from it. So how can you expect new people to find your show if you're not doing the bare ass minimum of getting clips made? And that falls on me because I just stopped doing it, and because of the money situation. Yeah. But it's like.
And Dave, that is a great idea. I want
to type that down, actually. We keep that in the handy dandy.
I wonder who.
So here's my thought on that, because I've done collabs with other podcasts in the past. The Know It All podcast has done collabs. You have to have something in return for them. So it's kind of like this all ends up being the same argument. I want to try to put this in the best way possible. See, the Know It All podcast gets 30 to 60 listens per episode, which is damn good. If you don't know anything about podcast listens, that's damn good in the podcasting world. So I can go to a Gator fan that has a podcast and be like, hey, let's do a collaboration episode for both of our shows. It's not a Know It All podcast this week. It's not a Gatorland podcast this week. It's a Florida State versus Florida podcast that we could both share, and we could both plug the other person's podcast on it. And basically, bro, it just, you have something to provide to them. Where our show right now, there are people here locally that have podcasts that we could definitely guest star on, but like, does it make sense for them to bring Kyle Wright on for their 300 or 400 viewers, and then for me to bring them on to our 10 to 15? Yeah. So it's kind of that yes and no. I do think that would
more content in the beginning you had pretty exciting conversations, but you kind of got away from it, kind of got stale. If you take offense, sorry.
So that's also on here. I mean, I'm not going to take offense to it. Constructive criticism is easy, and I do agree. I do, however, feel like when you do something 45 times a year, that's going to happen.
There's only I feel like the most trafficked our show gets are like the challenge. But Kyle and I,
that's crazy that this keeps falling in. What's number 5? More challenges? Question mark. My only drawback is that I don't want us to become a gimmick show.
Exactly. And I feel like both of us want to have those real conversations with people like we had last week.
Yeah.
That we had 3 people watching.
Yeah.
And it's very.
Who the hell is that commenting?
Dave
Harper. Okay, David Harper. I'll get on it in a second.
But it's somewhat disheartening whenever you're literally. Me and Kyle had a blast last episode.
Last week is a top 3 episode for me.
Yeah.
Like had an absolute blast, and then looking up at different sections and seeing such low numbers, it was like, I get it. People don't want to listen to teachers. I never wanted to listen to mine, but I felt like we were having meaningful conversations.
Yeah.
Tyler Spalding, do you actually need me to explain the $20 a week thing, or is there a joke there that I'm missing? Just answer that one for me. Dave says, go old school and do a live show in a venue that is a high traffic area. I do have something like that on here as well when we get there. Rachel, they just agree that that's a good idea. Jenny says y'all could use a social media engagement company. Let's talk. Always trying to get that nut, dude. I'm telling you.
I'll let you handle that one.
Money makes money, dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
I think we should do what Chef Ross said there.
Chef Ross says, strip, leave it at the table. Dude, I promise you that would lose views.
As long as Jeffrey
Drew's
starts.
already naked and we can't get people to watch. He's literally not wearing clothes right now. Tan shirt, tan shorts, and we can't get people to watch.
I am all one color.
So don't tell me strip, leave it at the table is going to work.
I like what Dave's got, but it's definitely I don't know if we have the cameras for it.
Dave's idea of like going and doing a live show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of the
because we could always do it just straight Facebook Live, but that gets
Tyler needs me to do it legitimately. David Harper, you mean is it a football game, Bozeman Cottondale? I assume so. If so, I'm going to pick Cottondale because I just think they've kind of haven't they just gotten back into having a football program up there. Now I'm not 100% sure, but I know Bozeman after they lost Coach Griffin kind of had a little bit of a rough year last year, and from some of the reports I've gotten coming out of there, now I could be 100% wrong, but I've just heard that they don't look as sharp this year as they looked last year. So I'll pick Cottondale in that game. Tyler Spalding says legitimately explain. So the $20 thing, what I mean by that is we use Fiverr. We use somebody to make our clips every week. And that's basically what it costs. Like after, because it's like $5 per clip plus you tip. You know what I mean? So it's like it comes out to $14 plus tax after the tip and everything. So it ends up being like $18. So I just rounded up to 20. So yeah, that's what the $20 per week thing means. Brian Graham says you should have people call in. This is something that we have thought about. Once, and we very well could do it. It's just it would
now that we have
Jeffrey, that could be something that we explore because you got to screen calls.
It was always one of our biggest fears were who's really calling in.
Yeah, we don't have a dump button, right? So somebody could just randomly run into this episode and get on here and say some shit that gets us in a lot of trouble. So it's now we would have somebody to screen those calls. So maybe that is something we could look into, and I'm gonna put that on the list of ideas. Collabs with other podcasts. Collins. I mean, any ideas are good, man. I
love watching the shows where you guys try trend things like Hot Ones.
Yeah, I do think that there's room for more of that. Now, like, you just got, like, if you guys see trends that you want us to do, send them to me or Drew or Jeffrey, and we will do them. Like, I don't know about you guys. That's the one thing I don't do. Maybe that's something else we could do a little bit better. I don't keep up with, like, the hot challenges.
My biggest thing on doing all the challenges is, I love it. I love those episodes because they're fun. You don't really have to think. It's just go in and do the challenge.
I want to go back up to Anxious Loaf once you're done talking.
But to me, like, there's only so many times we've already done the Hot Ones twice. We've done Sour Challenge. Like, at some point, I think we've already done a boatload of all the challenges that we can.
Yeah.
Also, I don't really like shitting blood on Fridays. Sometimes it's just I don't mind it every now and again, but I can't be on here. The Anxious Loaf, which I'm pretty sure is Cassie Howell, says, "Are you on Spotify or am I just not seeing it?" Corey's bodybuilding podcast did really good on there, but I know it's pricey. So we talked about it last week after we went off the air about possibly turning this into a podcast as well, like having audio, but I think we're in agreement that we don't want to do that. And the reason being is exactly what we just did. I think this show is built on live interaction.
Yeah.
And I don't want to lose that by giving people.
And if I was a listener that just went back and just listened, I don't know if I would get the full experience. And I don't think it would be a good listen.
Yeah.
If you're just listening.
Yeah, because
in my opinion,
we just kind of become part of a family, and I think it becomes more personal. Now, as it grows, obviously, it's going to get a little bit less personal. We're not going to be able to read every single comment. We're struggling with it tonight with 19 viewers, which is, by the way,
thank you.
Which is like the highest we've had in 4 weeks. So I'm glad we're doing our like bitch and moan podcast tonight of all nights.
And Dave, that is definitely something that we need to look into, combining all the chats on one screen. Is that, I know like YouTube streamers can throw it all together on the same screen. Is that something that we might be able to do? Is that something that we could? I'm sure it's something we could look into. But yeah, I'm all for putting it all on one, because having to reference someone saying something on YouTube, it makes it easy. Number one, easier for us. Number two, easier for everybody else to just be able to follow along.
I don't know if that's something that's possible on the current platform that we paid $190 to use for this year, but we'll keep that in mind before we re-up it.
Yeah,
next June or next May.
It's always worth a look into.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think on Streamlabs there's no way to integrate it. But I mean, I'll look into it. I'll put it down there. I mean, more interaction with each other is good.
Is there a way we could screen record just that section and like paste it?
Yeah, just do a screen grab for them.
Comment sections. I do get the whole Spotify thing. I really do. I mean, I just got done saying how successful the Know It All is in podcast form. I know we're probably missing out on getting some new viewers. Also, to be 100% honest with you, that also cost money to do. And there's free platforms that we can use, but being somebody that has used Buzzsprout for so long, no free ads, but Buzzsprout's incredible on podcast distribution, and the number differences I see from them, like as opposed to using Anchor as we did with like all the Right On stuff for a while. Yeah, like Buzzsprout also helps people find you, also allows people to comment on your podcast stuff, and so if we did, maybe we do have another conversation about that down the road.
Yeah.
Because maybe there are conversations episodes where it's like, hey, there's no episode this week. Why not? Because we did something that's more, we did a food challenge, and
Yeah.
nobody's gonna want to listen to us eat hot wings. But I do understand that there is an opportunity there to gain more viewers, but I think right now, in my head at least, I want live viewers.
Right.
But if you feel different, then
There are I think you hit the nail on the head. There
Yeah.
are certain certain shows that we've done that we can go back
Yeah,
and turn into podcasts. Last week, I mean, how hard? I'm genuinely asking this question. How hard is it to go back to last week and
put that up.
put that up
what, the podcast form?
just from
Yeah.
last week?
It would be hard from last week.
Okay.
It would be very difficult, and it would be very difficult tonight. But it would be very easy if that was the plan going in,
Yeah.
because then I would literally just have Audacity running in the background.
Yeah,
and it would
because
be.
you're recording
Yeah.
everything. Yep.
But that's another $15 a month, $18 a month, because I'm paid. If I'm doing another podcast, I'm using Buzzsprout. For reasons I just said, and we're putting out an hour to an hour and a half episode once a week, every week. So you got to have 6 hours of of allowance, for instance. So it's not something I'm going to say no to, but it is something that I'm going to say like not right now.
Right.
But
yeah.
I mean, maybe that is something we should talk about like amongst
like-
ourselves, like eventually.
I think the episodes like the teacher one that we just did and did it, a year ago, the church one, that would have been an
The
amazing
church one would have probably been really.
I can't think of any others.
This one would be a good audio.
Yeah, this
for
would
you.
be a good audio.
And if we wanted to, like, even if we didn't plan on
Dude, these size 15s, them bad boys,
do numbers,
that would
yeah.
get numb. Dude,
You-
if somebody offered me to pay for all this stuff that we're talking about for just feet pics, I swear to God, I'd sell out.
if I feel like we should start recording if we're gonna have a conversation and we have guests. I
Yeah.
think we should just start recording it.
Oh yeah.
And,
Jeffrey, give a
and
thumbs
have-
up if you see this. It's
Yeah,
Carter.
what's up, Carter? It's Mackenzie's brother, younger brother.
We all boys.
Yeah, we want boys.
Holy shit. I didn't know they had internet there. I'm not going to lie.
But yeah, I think we should just go ahead and start recording and just have a bank. If anytime we have guests, we should just start
Yeah.
recording it and just in the off chance that we say, hey, we want to turn it into something, go for it.
Okay.
I feel like that might help us in the future. That way we're ready.
That only
yeah.
that only creates
More financial burdens.
no yes
And-
it does create more financial burden,
And more of a burden on you.
and
Yeah.
it does give me an extra 30 minutes of work, but is it worth it? Maybe so.
Yeah.
And how much can we offload on Jeffrey? I know
Jeffrey's job would be to make sure that Audacity starts
Yeah.
when you hit
Start
right when
or-
you're hitting to
yeah.
go to from the countdown to
Yeah.
our starting now streak, because we don't want to have to. We want as little edit to do
Yeah, we don't
after
wanna
the
have to-
fact.
yeah.
Yeah, we
as
don't want to have to
possible.
cut out the 30 minutes,
Right.
30 seconds.
Right, the 5-minute
Yeah.
intro. We don't have to cut that out, but you also don't want to miss anything. So you have to find that happy medium.
Yeah.
So really, on Jeffrey, it's easy. He just has to make sure he hits record, because that
Yeah.
bottom screen is being used for nothing right now
Yeah.
anyway. So
and stop recording.
yeah,
And from I've had this conversation with Kyle before. I want to make our show as seamless as possible for Kyle before and after the show, because I know, number one, with this being in your house, it adds to the chaos. But for me, there's only so much. Like today, I got here at 7:00.
Yeah.
There's only so much I can genuinely help before the show, because we never know when a day like that is going to happen. And then by the time we get done with our show, we normally start around 7. We go an hour and a half. it's 9 o'clock by the
Yeah.
time we're like walking out, saying goodbye, all of that.
Yeah.
There's and we all have work in the morning. Not saying Dave, to your point, got to put the time and money into something you want to succeed. Not saying I'm not willing to put the time and the effort into helping. I don't want it to go unnoticed that I'm trying. I want to help that succeed.
Yeah.
I want to make sure it's not all just going, well, Kyle's going to take care of it. I'm going home.
Sadly, at the end of the day, that's what it's gonna be. And like obviously, because it's not a 2-person job to do that editing process. It's a 1-person job. But are there ways where, and I need to have this same conversation with Dan, which if you're watching, Dan, shout out to you. We got to talk at some point. The conversation that I had with you guys earlier today, I got to have it with Dan too about the Know It All podcast. It's not so much like I don't mind doing that because again, it's in my house. I know how to do it. I can do it. It's easy to do. It's time consuming. It's going to cost money. It's going to cost time, but I don't mind doing it if tomorrow I'm not the only person peddling it out.
Right.
And that's where like my concern for that comes through.
Is there a way that if we do a show and we need to spend that extra time editing, doing that after, could you show we could like rotate? Okay, tonight's Kyle's turn. Next week's my turn. That way it's not all left on one person and we're just turning around and leaving and you're still in here for 30 minutes. And I want you to know that I'm not just gonna, all right, show's done. We've turned off all the lights and I'm out of here. I don't want that to. I'm just as much your partner in this, and it comes to before, like we did for the, like I said for the cookout. I was gonna be here before, during, and after. I'm not just gonna walk out and go, well, it's their house, they're gonna clean it.
Yeah.
Like I was gonna make sure that
our producer would have done the same thing.
He wasn't even there at all.
Oh.
So that is the same mindset that I have for the podcast as well, and I hope that comes across.
It does. Unfortunately, the before thing, like you said, it's like that's not necessarily something like that we can control. I do think that there could be like I have thought that maybe there is a world where you could control that, but it's like, why waste your energy on that? You know what I'm saying? Like what I mean by that is I've thought in the past, like, has Drew even told his people he does something on Thursday nights?
Yes.
And like, so they obviously don't give a fuck. I in the nicest way.
They, from their perspective, every day they build the schedule for me to be done at 5.
Okay.
Obviously, some things
you can't just stop in the middle of a job. It just doesn't work like that. No, I get it.
Especially with what, it's not like a construction job where I'm going back tomorrow.
Right.
Or I'm going back for the next month.
You just got to clean up your stuff and get out of there. Right.
Yeah. Exactly. The terrible part, the unfortunate part about what I'm doing right now, the downside of it is I'm there till I finish the job.
Hey, sorry to cut you off. Sasha's in here. Congratulations to Sasha getting the win in Spiders in Nashville. That's a tough place to play softball, by the way, at those parks up there in Nashville. So kudos to her. AG says if you feed Drew, he'll do whatever you want. I do agree with Dave, just to go back to that. And, Rachel says, Carson says you're doing a great job. She said that over on YouTube. Thank you, Carson. I love you, buddy. Yeah. You better have had a good day today.
It's 3 days in, my guy.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I am so pissed that they went back on a full week. It is crazy. But tomorrow's Friday, so we're good. I do agree with Dave, though. We can do it. And again, I just have to keep reminding myself, like, so we're talking $100 a month. $100 a month. If we can't work together to come up with $100 a month for clips and podcasting, then it's again, I have to just keep going back to would it really be the worst $15 a month that I spend? Would it really be the worst
Right.
$20 a week that I spend? It's
Who the hell's Jebediah?
oh, that's just that's a kind of similar to the who is Ezra jokes.
Oh.
Yeah, it's very hot in Nashville. I do agree with you, Dave, and it makes you kind of look in the mirror at yourself a little bit, but we do have to be able to put a little bit more into this. Tina was on the show with us last week, and she went back and watched it, and then she sent me some very constructive criticism on our show, which I if you notice, I implemented tonight. Shorter intros, equals shorter shows, equals you keep the short attention spans.
Yeah,
it's very hard for most people to set aside an hour and a half on a Thursday night. It is a work night at the end of the day. Oh. You can do what I did to my dog, Adam. Gets rid of the problem instantly. What?
just caught me off guard. Didn't expect you to go that far with it.
Yeah.
God, dog.
Yeah, my dog is meeting God. God dog.
Oh my God. Carson is listening.
Love you, buddy. So shorter intros, shorter shows, short attention spans, right? It's less can be more in these situations. So maybe we try to do a 1 hour show. And obviously if the conversation, we don't I feel like sometimes we do try to force that extra 30 in, but also sometimes, Drew, our intro runs 30 minutes.
Yeah.
When if we don't have a topic, then we just talk. We just bullshit our way but if we have a topic like tonight, just go right into it. She did mention that we shouldn't we probably should put the sponsor in the middle. I disagree with that. I think that you kick it off and you do it like right now that this podcast is brought to you by BassTackleSupply.com. If you need fishing gear, you need to go over to BassTackleSupply.com and you need to use the promo code LEAVEIT at checkout and you're going to get 10% off of your order. BassTackleSupply.com, promo code LEAVEIT when you get the checkout. That's just something you gotta show people love that show you love, and when people throw any kind of support on your podcast, on your show, then
okay, Shelby,
you got to do it. Doesn't help that Drew's stories are 30 minutes long. Yeah, one Drew story and the damn episode's over.
Can you scroll up real quick to Dave's most recent, where he said most company Carson says that's rude.
Have you ever used a touchpad before?
No, I have not. Okay. Not in a long time.
Almost all businesses are in the hole for the first 2 years.
Yeah.
Before you see returns, just got to keep trucking along until you make it. And that ties into what I had said last week whenever we briefly started this. I said, I think we struck fool's gold with hitting a sponsor early on.
Yeah.
That was there and then disappeared. But
literally.
But I feel like
where they at? No.
I feel like it's just going to be a long road, and I feel like this, not saying the previous shows that we've done weren't worth it, but I feel like this show has the tools and has the wheels built in a whole lot better than what the foundation is a whole lot better built for this show rather than the previous ones that we've done. So I feel like it would be doing a disservice if we didn't give that extra 10, extra 100%.
And I guess what I don't want this episode tonight to be is that we are putting off any sign of giving up on it, because maybe that's the impression that people are we have no intention of stopping this. On paper, at least, on the forefront, we have no intention of not doing this anymore.
100%.
But I think that maybe us doing this episode puts off that impression. That is the plan, Dave. It is just we are trying to figure out together how we take those next steps into getting big. Because like you said, Drew, we did hit fool's gold, but not only the sponsor, our numbers were big. Our numbers have been incredible tonight. Oh, yeah. So shout out to everybody watching. Yeah. If you are watching, I do want to reiterate once again that you could help us in a huge way every single week. You could do your part by hitting the share button. If you're watching on Facebook, you don't got to leave the stream. You just hit share. Maybe throw a little caption on it. Come watch my friends or something like that. Come watch my enemies if you hate people, whatever. You do that. And on YouTube, dude, just hit it, copy the link, and send it to 2 people in your contacts. Just send it to 2 people. Once again, you get picture-in-picture on YouTube. You don't even have to leave the stream. Right? So, like, if you guys can do your part, we're going to keep doing our part. Number 7, I brought something up about this to you guys earlier in the week. Ways to raise money creatively for the next 2 suggestions. I don't think our podcast is bad. I just think we lack the funds because I'm looking at people around this town, and I'm not trying to negatively shout people out, and I do not want that to be what's construed from this. But I'm watching people that are starting these shows, and they've got these fancy-ass studios. They've got these big, crazy setups, and they look way better than us. But I'll tell you what they don't have. They do not sound better than us, and they are not better than us. Right. I think that we are not bad. We are just poor. So, what I mean, so you ever seen that? Like, I'm not ugly, I'm just poor, right? Like, that's kind of the same thing. Like, we're not a bad show. We just don't have, like, we right now don't have the money to be that top tier show. And again, I'm not negatively trying to shout it, like negatively trying to call any of those people out, but I promise you that it'll be hell strapped to find many people in this town that are better than this as us. Because we have been at this for 4 years.
More content focusing on local issues is a big thing that would drive more local listeners.
So the local issue thing, what are most local issues stemmed from? The P word.
Domestic abuse.
Well, number one. We're number 1 in the state for something, guys.
We did it.
We did it. Congratulations, fellas. It's most local and worldwide issues stem from politics.
Yeah.
Which we made a vow at the very beginning of this show that we are going to stay very far away from it. Yeah. Now, the 850 podcast, Bernie Thompson, those guys are on opposite sides of the fence. You got, like, if you want political stuff, if you want, like, local politics stuff, then that's where to go. Now, if you don't mean that kind of stuff, like, because that's just where my mind went when you said local issues. Who's X on? I have no clue. On YouTube. I don't know if that's somebody just said so cute.
They love us.
All right. So anyway, ways to raise money for stuff like this. Like, I want to do more out of studio content. We said this on our 2-year special, or on our maybe it was our New Year's resolutions thing. Like, more out of studio content. If we did our New Year's resolutions, bro, it's August and we haven't done shit outside of the studio. What does that mean? That doesn't mean we have to, like, get together every weekend and do stuff. But
we went to Nashville.
When we went to Nashville, and what did we do?
We partied.
We had a good time.
Yeah.
But what did we put on our YouTube? What did we put on our TikTok? What did we
true.
like?
We've got videos.
We do.
Kayla took videos. We just haven't done it.
We just have to be better about that stuff, man. What are we doing? You know, next weekend we're all going to be here Sunday doing a fantasy football draft and Carson's birthday party.
Oh, that's this? No, I'm just
kidding.
That's
next Sunday.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But dude, there's content to be done there, Drew. There is. There's stuff to be done, and we can we can do that. And out of studio content for TikTok, YouTube. We need to attend more events. And so that's where the big one comes through, where while we have people watching, by the way, if you do want to support us and help us do these kinds of things, this is like not necessarily dreaming, but this is something that would help us take the next huge step.
Oh, yeah.
That thing that 100%. Drew brought up earlier, getting out of Bay County, right? How do we do that? We find these events. We find these, like Galaxy Con in Tallahassee is like $50 a ticket. We go to those things. We walk around. We talk to people. Yeah. Drew, we are so good at talking to people.
Hi, Brick Wall. I can talk to you.
For 30 minutes, in fact. The big one that we've talked about already, but I'm going to bring it up here on the show, this Podfest, dude.
Oh, yeah.
This thing is... We got to get our way there. It's in January. We have plenty of time. I know you got something a couple weeks after that or before that.
Literally the week before.
So, but I'm thinking that we can drive down Thursday night, only take Friday off of work, and go Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then leave after Sunday and be home Sunday night for work Monday. It's like $260 a ticket, so that part kind of sucks. But I'm reading about it. I'm looking it up online, and people say that it is like there are classes on growing. There are classes on getting like monetized.
I'm more of a shower.
Not a yeah. Invitation's still open. So Dave has offered us to go up there. We could do a show this is a commitment.
Once a week, we boys, every
Once a week.
Thursday at 7.
Every Thursday at 7 p.m. except for next Thursday. I did not mention that to you, but maybe not next
Wednesday.
Thursday. No, next Thursday. No, September 3rd will be Wednesday. Next week, I'll tell you about it at the end. I need a break is kind of where I'm getting at. Well, I'll plug that at the end of it. But the Podfest thing, I think is mandatory almost in my mind, at least. I'm even going to talk to Dan to try to get him to fly down there and go with us, because I think that if we have you two rep and leave it at the table, and I can kind of split my time between.
We need to get you a mixed shirt.
Yeah, split it down the middle.
Have me and you on this side, you and Dan
Me and Dan on this side. We could just put a little Cuban flag patch on the arm. So I'm going to talk to Dan about doing that as well, because I think that's it's a good opportunity, man.
Oh yeah.
It really is. Thank you guys for chiming in tonight. By the way, it makes a world of difference. This show, like we said earlier, is literally built on what's going on right now.
Oh, yeah.
Dave brought up that the invitation is still open for the sim. I think we need to schedule a Thursday to go up there and do that. It's a drive, but I think we could do it.
Cody
man.
Hoffman.
You could literally just say, we could literally just be like, hey, let's schedule it in November. Like, we'll both tell our jobs, hey, I got to leave a little early this Thursday. And we'll go do it, man.
Oh yeah.
It's not easy.
I don't have any more time for the rest of the year.
Okay, then we can go do it on a Sunday.
Yes.
Like, hey, next week's episode will be live on Sunday
Yeah,
instead of Thursday.
Yes.
And that's our show next week.
That-
We're going to go and we're going to golf.
Yeah.
We're going to go live on our channel.
I'm 100%.
And we're just going to have some fun.
Yeah,
and
we've talked about this.
We have talked about this. I
Yes.
think that's
We just
That-
need to do it.
outside the studio content that we've talked about. We have to be about it.
Yeah.
What are we doing this Sunday?
This Sunday. I don't know what we're doing this Sunday, but I will tell you that in a couple Sundays, I talked to him about it. Sunday, September 14th, I'm thinking. I think we should do a studio cleanup.
Yeah.
Like last time we had planned on doing that, we ended up just renovating the whole thing. But we could probably just do a studio cleanup where we, get everything out except for the big furniture, vacuum, sweep, get all the trash out, get all this clutter out of here so that we actually have room to move in our studio.
Figure out what's going on in that closet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that too. Throwing a lot of stuff away that's in there, making more room in there, having room for the stuff that's out here, because a lot of this stuff is.
No, Joshua, you will not be a part of that. The golfing episode.
No. Well, hold on. Because Josh is good at golf. Dave's good at golf. You and I are not. We can make it a team situation.
Yeah. Okay.
I hate to isolate you, but you don't hit the golf club, right? You could be there.
Yeah.
I brought my partner.
We could have like a.
Celebrity shot.
We could have like a Jeffrey pass, dude, where it's like you get to call your wild card, and it's like Jeffrey has to take this shot for you.
Are you good?
No.
The other team gets to choose when it happens.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like it's a Jeffrey wild card, dude.
This is a shot for the match. Can Kyle say? Nope, Jeffrey's taking it.
You get
But
two.
but
Each team gets two Jeffrey wild cards, dude.
But it can't be. We have to put stipulations. It can't be like. It can't be like end all be all. It has to be. It has to. It can't be on like
Holes 3 through
18.
15 or something.
yeah 3 through 15. That's not
And you get two in between. Like you got a 30, or you get you first shot on a par 3 over the water, dude.
Yeah.
Josh. He said I'm decent. Me and my best friend.
Dude, me and Dave would kick y'all's ass.
I'm in for it. Let's do
They're
it.
going to be locked down for a couple months after October 22nd, Dave says. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that. Yep. What a great uncle I'm going to be. Maybe before that then. We'll talk. We'll talk.
We'll go to bottom putt. I almost forgot what it was. All right, Cody.
Bottom putt would be fun.
We got to get Danny on a bottom putt.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
But yeah, man, I the last thing Tyler Spalding mentioned to me today, I kind of twisted the words a little bit again. Rome wasn't built in one day, but it was built by more than one person, and there was daily progress. So I think as long as we are working, we are doing the most that we can, and we're just getting a little bit better. While the getting better might not show up there every week at the top right of that screen.
Right.
If the
It's
getting
there
better,
right now.
it's
God,
there right now.
no.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
But it's just we've got to be genuine with one another.
Yeah.
The three of us, if we're really truly for it, we've got to number one, hold each other accountable.
Oh yeah.
And be genuine with each other. And I know that kind of rolled in with what we had.
Hold each other more accountable.
Yeah.
I need to do more. Drew needs to do more. Jeffrey needs to do more.
Yeah. We had that conversation at the very beginning before the show, and I feel like it's something that we definitely need to hold ourselves to a higher standard first and foremost, and then hold each other to a higher standard, because there are a lot of times where I've had the thought of, hey Kyle, did you get stuff going on with the videos from Nashville? And then I'm like, oh, but that puts too much on his plate. And then I felt bad. And then
I didn't take any videos in Nashville.
Michaela's got them all. Because while we were at Putt Shack, she took a bunch of videos. She goes, oh, you need videos. So she took a boatload of videos.
We did
of us.
nothing with them. That's what we
Brought mics.
That's not her fault. She did her part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like right. Like
we brought
did.
mics and never mic'd ourselves up for anything. That's
We're trust me, like we kind of called y'all out at the beginning of this episode tonight. Like we understand that we are way more, and that full circle back to what I said at the very beginning of tonight. We were wrong last week when we said none of it's our fault.
Yeah.
That we're losing some momentum. Once again, peaking at 21 right now, which is we all know
Way
that
better
that number is low.
Yeah.
Because that number is never accurate.
Right.
But nah, man. Also, so the one thing I don't like about YouTube sometimes is that it pops up with your username. So JMCJ, I know a really good topic for debating. Who are you, JMCJ? If you don't mind identifying yourself. And then there was a couple more YouTube comments up top that I had no idea who they were. So that's the one thing I don't like about YouTube is that it just pops up usernames sometimes. Like the Weewall Boys, obviously he identified himself eventually, but if we wouldn't have been paying attention to that, or if he wouldn't have
told us.
Yeah.
if you wouldn't have known,
Would you have known?
No, it wouldn't have.
if he wouldn't have said
yeah,
this
if
is,
you wouldn't have said.
So scroll back down. I think we did get another comment. Maybe that's,
I can't. I go back to the Weewall Boys. He said, "Do y'all talk?" Yeah, we talk about sports.
Jeffrey has not said shit.
Yeah.
Brian Graham says.
I go back to what Weewall Boys was saying earlier. He goes, Jeffrey, if you can read this wave or say hi or something. I'm over here like, what are we doing to Jeffrey? Is he like being held hostage that people are like, if you can read this, blink twice.
I'm gonna put Jeffrey on the spot. Give me your overall synopsis on tonight.
So I definitely think we should go to Podfest, the cons, and live interviews. You know,
So
a little bit of a delay there. That way, someone does says something,
Yeah.
we can. But the phone call, the caller in, that's a good idea. I like
Just
that.
Maybe get like a burner phone.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a burner, but we just buy like a $50 phone from Walmart or something, and we
Yeah.
set it up on there you go. That's money again, but
Yeah.
but if it's on
Do
Wi-Fi only,
they still make
fine.
track phones where you can just buy
minutes.
Yeah.
That's a good thought. I don't know. I know Straight Talk has cheap plans though.
Why isn't Jeffrey saying anything? He looks scared.
I'm trying to give him the floor. I gave him a look. We lost a view though
Yeah.
when he started talking, so that there's What do you think about, because you and I have talked at length about this, the podcasting thing.
I definitely think there's certain, like, are we talking like the know-it-all or like
No,
this?
like putting this into a podcast.
I think there's definitely episodes that deserve it, like the teacher, church. I can't think of any others. But when we do the trend ones, like when we do hot ones, sour, anything like that, that shouldn't be a podcast. But when we do these interview style, they're amazing for it. I feel like someone would definitely tune in, listen to that, on the way to work, whatever they're doing.
And you can always like throw little like Drew's not wearing pants jokes in there for people to go, maybe I should watch next week.
Yeah.
So maybe we just give it a shot, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
like I said, at the end of the day, I think it's worth at least recording it.
Yeah.
Specific episodes.
so I'm gonna give you homework.
Okay.
All right, because this is the part where find podcast support groups.
Okay.
What I mean by that is like just join some random groups, turn the notifications off for them, like so you don't get flooded with the group but find some groups where you're allowed to post podcasts, because when, like, for instance, when I do Know It All, I post it to every single Florida State centric group that I'm in, and I think that's how we get a lot of our listens.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're not going to do that for Leave It at the Table. You have to find different groups. We could post it to our fan group.
100%.
We talk about some rando stuff.
We do. We talk like so. Just finding, like I'm in a dad group. I'll post it there.
And that's my biggest. That's where I was going earlier about linking up with another podcast, because I don't know if there's anybody else that does what we do.
And there you go. And that's what makes this so damn good, and why I know that we have a chance. Weeball Boys asked, do y'all talk about sports? Segue. Boom. Next week off. I kind of made an executive decision. Sorry, I didn't talk to you about that. I should have.
I hate you.
But this week I have not seen my kids at all, and I'm not going to until like Sunday probably. So I am taking next week off from this, at least. Like I've got Know It All Monday next week, and then I've got Mosley Friday. So that's kind of bookend my week. But like this week, for instance, and I signed up for all this. Okay. Monday was the first day of school. So obviously that night was kind of chaotic.
Right.
Where, everyone's tired. So we get back, we eat, and we got to go to bed early. Tuesday, David and I met, we got our stuff ready for Mosley. Well, midday yesterday, Mosley's hitting us up again, and they're kind of having a panic attack, which is rightfully so, because we're doing this broadcast a completely new way, because the owner of the ESPN radio station here locally is a dimwit and a crook, and we're not doing it there anymore. So, well, there you go. There's my defamation lawsuit. Way to go, Kyle. So we're not doing it. They're no longer associating themselves with him.
That was a lot nicer than.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It was probably the nicest thing that's been said about him recently. And again, that's a whole different conversation. But so anyway, the broadcast is way different this year. So we're doing it a whole different style. So last night they wanted us to do some other stuff, and it was supposed to take about 20 minutes, and it ended up taking 2 hours. So I did not see my kids really Tuesday. I did not see my kids Wednesday. I am not going to see my kids tonight. And tomorrow I've got the Mosley football game. So do the math. Not going to see him tomorrow. Then Saturday I'm going to help Scott move, because I'm a good friend and I love him. So I'm going to go. So Scott's moving just in a different house. I'm going to drive out to Fort Walton on Saturday and go help Scott move. Carson's going to go with me to that, but I'm not going to get to hang out with Rachel and Ezra. Now, I don't have to do that. Once again, I say I signed myself up for it, but I know how much it sucks to move without help. And so I'm going to go help my best friend.
Hashtag free Jeffrey.
Who is JMCJ? He is.
Face.
Is that your girl, dude?
No.
Face.
I don't know who that
smiling.
is.
He is.
Oh, you doxing him? Saying he's got a girl? Man.
He does, dude.
Finally gets some FaceTime on the camera, and now all of a sudden you gonna dox him.
Yeah.
Hashtag free Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Who is that, dude?
I don't know.
My wife said my podcast is perfectly sized, and the the big ones hurt. Podcast support group.
I don't know if you saw some of the
Holy cow.
statements that we had from the comments further up. From,
No?
No, you didn't?
I don't know what you're talking
Some
about.
of the local ones for topics and whatnot.
Oh, no, I did not. Go
Let me
ahead.
Scroll that up.
Oh, that's probably your mom. Jenny McCann?
I don't-
The JMCJ? I don't know. Who would the CJ be?
I don't know.
Jeffrey Marshall Cooper Jr.? Is that your
Oh.
dad? There you go. Is that your dad? JMCJ? You're Junior. What a fucking idiot. Hey. Who are you? Okay. Scroll back up. What a fucking idiot. You're Jeffrey Marshall Cooper Jr.
Now you just doxed him
Wow.
again. Oh, I love it here.
What's your billing address?
Social?
Your podcast name is the first 16 of your credit card number
I want the last 3 on the back.
in the CVC. All right, it's been a long time. I honestly wish I could help you guys more. I didn't see that comment from Bo earlier, and I kind of feel like a jerk for not acknowledging it. But Bo, if you're still watching, brother, you have bought both of our shirts. You showed up to our event. You're good, bro. Like, we love you.
Yeah.
You've done everything you can. And like Adam Goff that night, he apologized for not being able to come in earlier or stay longer for the leave it at the table thing. It's like, bro, you came. You made an effort. You popped in. Even if it was only for 30 minutes, that says way more about you than not coming at all did.
Showed up, dropped off cookies.
Yeah.
Left, worked a full day, then showed back up.
Came back up and got that ass whooped on Nintendo Switch bowling.
You're
So I was talking about what Adam Goff said right up here.
Wow, Jeffrey, you're doing a terrible job. We're having local charities on different episodes focusing on issues affecting our community. Now, that's something we could, like, stuff the bus is something
Yeah.
big around Christmas time. I know Skip Bonder is big on that. He also runs the Guardians Legacy Wrestling around here that happens. So, dude, also stuff like that. Like, how do we get into doing that? We have to have Saturdays free, and one of us has plans every Saturday of the calendar year.
What do I have planned this Saturday?
What do you have planned this Saturday?
0.
Really?
Yeah.
I bet that feels nice.
Yeah. I told Michaela last
Want
night,
to
I
go
was
to Fort
like,
Walton, help me move.
it's a Saturday. I'm spending it with Michaela. I'm sorry. If he would have asked.
Scott, if you're listening, I know you're not.
He would have already shared.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
would he
fair.
have?
What do you have, though?
I do like what Brian Graham said there.
What you got?
Do a SNL type stuff in the beginning.
Hmm.
Do an SNL like skit in the very beginning.
I'm not sure I understand.
You don't understand?
Like a
Like-
monologue? Like, we got a great show for you tonight. Jeffrey Cooper
just
is
like
here.
that, yeah. No, like just a skit.
He
that-
does that. It's
Yeah.
it's his opening leadoff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of, and I'm cutting that out.
We just
Yeah.
cut that out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or well, we shorten it down.
Maybe there is something to be said about having something to drag people in.
A hook.
They're staying tonight, is all
Yeah.
I'm saying. Who is an FSU fan? I missed that comment earlier. That's
Yeah.
me. Go Knowles.
Me too.
I'm the host of the Know It All podcast. By the way, via official statistics,
Go Tigers.
the number 9 ranked Florida State Seminoles football podcast in all of America. So
Hey.
there you
All
go.
right. Cold open.
Okay.
Like backstabbing and talking behind people's backs, to be specific, but I'm currently. What the heck?
Oh God. Okay. Tyler
let's-
Saunders. Is that somebody that we know?
No.
Okay. What do you guys think about the mutual? Jeffrey, you want to hand it over?
Yeah, I cannot
What is
see where that
happening?
is.
JMCJ. I'm Jeffrey's boyfriend.
Okay.
Okay, so they obviously know you.
Yeah. I had no clue who that is.
Hey, we brought Jeffrey on and it got us viewers.
His big, strong. I know who JMCJ is. Okay. I'm willing to bet that that's Junior.
Yeah, could be. I don't
No,
know.
it's not. JMCJ, that doesn't make sense. All right. What do you guys think about the mutual, although unspoken agreement of loyalty and respect to friends? like backstabbing and talking behind people's back, to be specific, because I'm currently in that situation with my friends and unsure of how if I shouldn't continue associating with them. Tyler Saunders, that sounds like you're calling somebody out, perhaps. I don't know anybody named Tyler Saunders, I don't think. But, however, if you feel like if you consider people close and they're constantly saying bad stuff about you behind your back, then, I mean, they're obviously not, like, really your friends. I say that at the risk of losing a friend that made a
cry.
Yeah, maybe a cry for help, but maybe Tyler Saunders made a bot account, and that's actually one of my friends, and they're calling me out for talking shit about him.
Yeah.
But if they're my friend, then I talk shit to them.
Or that could be the ESPN dude.
He wouldn't do that.
No, he would. He. I will say one thing about him. He's ballsy enough to come on here and defend himself. No one is specific, just my friends. I came across this podcast looking for some sort of space. Dude, hell yeah, Tyler Saunders. Hell yeah. That's what we want. Hit the subscribe button, Tyler, because you're in the right place, my brother. Thank goodness.
That's exactly what we do this for.
Yeah. Now that I know that this sumbitch ain't somebody that's out there like, Kyle, I'm about to bury you, buddy.
Yeah.
No, now that I know.
Oh my God.
I was protecting myself, Tyler. All right? No, brother, listen. Friends, I don't know how old you are, but I will tell you this. I've learned in my life, bro, that friends are going to come and go. And you, as you get older, especially with like, I have some female friends, Danielle Guillory, Jillian, that I'm very, very tight with. But as I've gotten older, my male friends have diminished. Now I've got buddies everywhere I look, okay? Yeah. I've got buddies everywhere, all right? But now I've gotten to the point where it's like Drew Gorman, Mitchell Price, Scott Hollinsworth, Tyler Spalding is quote unquote on the bubble. Yeah, look, Tyler said when people make an alias, they keep the same initials. Tyler has. No, so
Tyler.
Bro, so what you realize is as you get older, Tyler, it becomes less of your friends and they become more like your brothers. Like Drew is an uncle to my children. Tyler, once he actually starts showing up and staying to things, like he'll be an uncle to Jebediah and Ezekiel, as we call them. So that started by me saying like my measure of my friends is like if they can't name my kids on the spot,
and he said Jebediah,
and he was like, "Oh, Jebediah and Ezekiel." So that's kind of the right there in line. He says he's about to go to college, so I know that I can kind of restart and make new friends. That hopefully won't be as fake as my high school friends turned out to be. Bro, how many people? Now this is different for you because you just got out of high school. How many people from your high school that you were friends with are you still like? And I'm talking. I don't mean like Facebook friends, like we send each other a reel here and there. I'm talking like you're friends with them, like you are like you guys are part of each other's lives. How many of your high school friends are you still like that with?
I would say probably 2.
I think I'm right there with you, and I was at 1 until Tyler Spalding came back into the picture.
There's a guy that was a groomsman in my wedding, and I'm going to be a groomsman in his wedding. And then there's another guy, he actually went away. He was a year older than me, and he
said, "Isn't it biblical or some shit?" Carmen and Uzra.
With a K. Uzra. But he moved away his senior year, and he was a year older than me. But every year I go back for the Turkey Bowl. Well, I didn't go last year, and I'm probably not going this year. But
wow, what a terrible friend.
But
you're gonna have to work on Black Friday, huh?
No, we get that off. But I'll tell you about that later.
Yeah, that's an off the show podcast or topic.
But we just talked with him. I talk with him all the time. But yeah, it's to Kyle's point. If you consider them a good friend of yours, and it just kind of people show themselves for what they truly are when the chips fall. So don't take it to heart. At the end of the day, you, at the end of the day, you can only be the best person you can be. Don't let what other people's mindsets or thoughts about you dictate who you are going to be. Be the best Tyler Saunders you can be.
And Tyler, I'll tell you right now, bro. I don't know where are you from, by the way. You don't have to put out like your billing address or anything on there unless you want to, and we'll figure out the credit card number next week. But no, for real, where are you from? Because I'll tell you this much: you made 3 new friends tonight, and there you go. Once again, just circling back. Like obviously, we could have found that person on Spotify. But the magic of being able to interact with this kid, because we're fucking old, Drew, to be honest, the magic of being able to, oh my God, to be able to interact with this person live just makes it so much more special.
Jeffrey, you've got young eyes. What does that say?
Steven Scott, he can't see green. Steven Scott Anderson says, real friends talk shit to your face, not behind your back. There you go, Steven. That's why my friend group is very small. Dave says the older you get, the more friends are just people you associate with on a semi-regular basis, basically work or family. Yeah, no, I mean that's as you've noticed, you are family.
You make friends with the circle around you. Yeah. Be you. The people that are meant to be around you will come.
I have friends that I've gamed with for years and have never met that are better friends than friends that live in the same place as me. I'm from Wisconsin. My Packers profile pictures. So we don't get profile pictures on here.
Yeah, from YouTube.
If I had seen that you were a Packers fan, probably wouldn't have read your comment in the first place.
My man's got a mansion in Wisconsin. Leave that man alone.
Oh, Tyler, send us some cheese, brother. Johnny Fitzgerald. I mean, that's very true. By the way, over on the Facebook side, I have found friends that I've gained with. Like, dude, it just happens. And I think once again, full circle, getting out of your hometown.
Yeah.
And that's obviously not us physically leaving, but us finding that support group to take that next step. Chef Ross says, Tyler, what part of Wisconsin? I'm from La Crosse. Oh, here we go. We're going to have a Brewers.
Big circle. Scott said, hey.
A Brewers circle jerk. Tell Hollingsworth Big Scott said, hey. I will. Damn cheesehead. There we go.
Hollingsworth should be in the comments.
You know what the cool part is there, Tyler Saunders? The YouTube chat, you're going to make friends there, man. I don't hate the Packers, I should say, by the way. I do hate the Milwaukee Brewers, but it's a jealousy hate. It's like they do not have a better roster than the Cincinnati Reds at all right now.
Who is their best player?
Exactly, bro. Like
they don't have a superstar.
They've got Jackson Churio, but he's underperforming.
Yeah.
They've got Sal Frelick. Like, bro, like these are guys that would be like rotation guys on a team like the Yankees or Dodgers, and they're just winning ball games. It makes no sense whatsoever. Now they've got Wilson Contreras, so we obviously know him, but I'm telling you, it pisses me off how the Milwaukee Brewers do it every single year, because once again, they're on their second 12-game winning streak of the season. It's going to end tomorrow night in Cincinnati. Yeet, go Reds, right? But yeah, it's a jealousy hate on the Brewers. And you know what? They also do not have Tito Francona in the dugout.
Okay, B. Graham. Go Iowa, Cubs, and Bears. Neither one. Oh, he's saying Iowa like the college. I was like, go Iowa. Like Iowa was his place. And I'm like.
He's from Iowa.
But there's Chicago. Oh. Chicago for the other two. Like, what are we doing?
I thought he was flexing the Iowa Cubs, the AAA team.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, that doesn't work. But now I'm the idiot. Kyle, don't be jealous of the best team in the league. Go
best
Red
record
Sox.
in the league. They'll be knocked out by the first team they play in the postseason.
Happens every year.
We can stamp that right now.
Happens every year.
Yeah, it could be the Reds. No, it won't be the Reds. They'll have a bye, but the Reds are not getting past the first round if they get. There you go, Mom. You tell them. Go Dolphins. Never gonna have success in this household, but
hey, somehow, some way, you ended up on the Reds fan side of the Braves family.
There you go, brother. Hey, man, so La Crescent, super close.
Carter, what all people show up on your podcast, or is it just y'all guys?
We do have some rotating guests here and there. It's mostly just me and this guy on the end. Usually, this is our producer
Yep.
/ board op, but he's part of the family. And tonight was all about
This thing
growth.
is jumping.
It is popping right now. So usually it's just us, but we do have rotating guests. Like we try, like we've always kind of learned that the best shows have 3 voices.
Yeah.
And it's really good because when you do something, and I said this earlier talking to somebody else, but when you do something 40 to 45 times a year, you're going to have nights where you're just kind of off, which is why having that third voice is kind of nice, because if Drew comes in here on an off day, well, then me and this person can have a great conversation. If I come in here on an off day, I already know Drew can pull a good conversation out of anybody, even if he doesn't let them talk. Like there's a good conversation, which is the best conversations with some of the people that we've had on this couch, by the way. No offense to them, but it's, it happens. It's tough. Everyone thinks they can do a podcast until they get in front of a mic.
Insert Jeffrey.
Yeah.
We were getting comments.
Are you going to say anything?
Why is Jeffrey not talking?
Yeah.
What is happening?
No, we're not talking about anything I can really insert in.
We're not talking about anything I care about.
The Reds.
Oh, yeah.
Dave says, go FSU, Dolphins, and Braves. Love losing.
Yeah, I think that's the sports version of Stockholm syndrome. Like being a Reds fan and a Dolphins fan.
Your wife should be very happy. She knows you've got loyalty. You're gonna stick around.
Yeah, dude. I'm here. If I will be loyal to the 2 longest playoff win droughts in American sports franchises, then
I can feel this show coming to an end.
Yes.
But I would be remiss if I did not say this on the podcast, on the show.
Okay.
Congratulations to Kyle for passing his test.
Congrats.
You're damn right.
He is now official at work.
3rd time's the charm. I'm not official until November technically, but
Tyler, fudge the Spalding. I need you to fudge the paperwork. Get it going now.
Now, if a hurricane hits Florida, then it's gonna be like, you gotta go. Yeah, it's like you're official. Like, but it was, dude. I said this to a couple people, and this is the part of the podcast. Once again, Tyler, if you're like, and anybody that's new here, we do get vulnerable on this show at times.
Yeah.
And so that's going to happen right now. So forewarning, dude, it's just, it's been loss after loss after loss after loss recently. Right. And then you win the trip to Nashville, and it's like, holy cow. Like, finally, bro, something good happened. We deserve this. God, we needed a break. We need something good. Then we have to put our dog down the day before we leave. And we also, get some news about the house that is not super great right before we have to leave for that. So it's like you finally get a piece of good news, and it's quite literally followed up by the 2 worst pieces of news that you could probably receive in that moment. So with all that being said, it's just been thing after thing happening to us, and we've been like, dude, what the hell, like we don't even fathom what's happening. We're like, oh my God, Carson's birthday party is next weekend, by the way, and you know what we've bought him so far? Nothing.
Because don't get a crisp high five.
It just came up like that though, and we're going to.
Yeah.
We got a water slide coming and everything. And like we're just gonna do pizza. Blah 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 blah. All that to say, it was very nice to cross something off of my list personally that I could control. That was within my control. It was nice to be able to take something and get rid of it, because that was weighing on me, dude. I was so bothered by that, and I told you this, like, I hate failing. So when I failed the first time, I was like, I'm not failing it again. And I studied, and I studied, and you saw it. I studied, and I printed out a thick packet to study, and then I failed it again, and I went into this mental rut, bro, where I didn't focus on anything else, and I mean nothing else, for the better part of 2 weeks while I prepared to take it for the 3rd time. Because if I failed it a 3rd time, today was the deadline, by the way, and I passed it Monday. Like, if I failed it a third time, I was gonna have to find a new job, and it's hard to be able to like tell people what that stress is when you've already got all this going on, like that. Now you have this hard deadline to pass a test to keep the job that you really want to have. Because I also love this job. If I hated the job, then it's easy to be like, oh, whatever, I'll leave. I'll go back to Angelina's, or I'll try. It's off season, so who knows if they even have room, right? But I'm glad I don't have to do that because I don't want to do that. I don't want to go back to the restaurant industry and be gone every night. I kind of like being home every single night. So all that to say, thank you. I appreciate that. I feel 1,000 pounds lighter. I would like to shed some more. It's a work in progress, but it was nice to get a win, dude. Yeah. It was so good. It felt good. So thank you for acknowledging that.
Can you scroll up to Tyler's previous comment, Saunders' previous comment? He explained a little bit more about what was actually happening. He said, right there, you guys seem pretty awesome, so I feel like I can be a little more specific about my situation.
Wouldn't accuse us of being awesome, but
what if that friend wasn't just talking behind your back, but also getting too friendly with your partner?
Like slapping them on the ass and adding them on Snapchat? Like that kind of friend?
Is that crossing a whole different line, or is it the same level of disrespect? From my perspective, talking about another woman,
yeah.
If it's your old lady
or your old man,
use
the word partner.
Your
so
partner.
Again, no judgment here. It's
for your partner. If they were swayed by another person coming and talking to them, were they really ever yours?
Bingo. It's that kind of same argument.
I mean, yes, it sucks whenever it's always the people closest to you.
It is always the people that
you trust. Such fake behavior.
Reading that comment, it's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good one. If you talk about space, Jeffrey will talk. Who's Carter? Is that one of your friends?
That is Mackenzie's younger brother.
Oh, so he's got 2 YouTube accounts?
Yeah.
Subscribe on both of them, Carter. Wow, Tyler Saunders. Who is JMCJ? I wish you would identify yourself. I once knew someone who would even ditch their friends for a girl. Or girls they had just met. Dude, yeah, you guys are so young. You guys are so young. Yeah, I would say that's probably crossing the line.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm kind of the outlier of the group here.
I'm just giving you shit.
What?
Adding your wife on Snapchat.
Oh no, I'm saying I'm kind of the outlier. You're leaving for college. I married the girl I met in high school. Like we've also grown up together. Not many people are. Yeah, I saw that.
Josh Myers. He cried last week.
Not many people are like that. Not many people have that. So don't feel devastated that this happened. Just be glad that it happened sooner rather than later.
Dude, look at the support system in the comments,
yeah.
By the way.
One Tyler to Tyler.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see that once again, to book in this show, because we're going to have to wrap it up here in a sec. That's what this show is. And that's what separates this and makes this so good. And that's why we got to take this to the next level. And I'll be honest, if a show like tonight is the ceiling, that's a pretty, that's cool. That stuff happening. And now I don't think that's the ceiling, nor do I want it to be. But what's better than that? What's better than that? It'd be hard to find it.
Yeah.
Someone random finding the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Connecting. Being open and vulnerable.
Yeah.
And then the whole comment section. And can you scroll up to what your mom had said a minute ago? Because she said it perfectly.
Yeah.
Your mom or my mom?
Your mom.
Yes, Tyler.
My mom's not on there.
Good point,
keep
Dave.
going. Right there.
Okay.
To the newcomers, if you can we clip this at some point? Go ahead and write the timer down for 1.5 minutes. To the newcomers, if you join us in this adventure, we are family.
Oh, God, I'm so sorry. Hold on. Take 2. Hold on. You guys are commenting too damn much. Stop.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to hold it there so you're good. All right, take 2. 1 hour, 30 minutes.
As you
As
scroll
you
down.
scroll down.
I didn't do anything.
Oh.
I'm about to crash out, dude. Here we go.
To the newcomers, if you join us in this adventure, we are family. And we get humorous.
Big word, Drew. Good job.
Yeah. Especially the guys running the show. We have fun. So if you're new to the show, welcome to the Leave It at the Family table. Wow, that was terrible. Leave It at the Table family.
To the newcomers, if you join us in this adventure, we are family. And we get humorous. Especially the guys running the show. We have fun. So if you're new to the Leave It at the Table family, welcome aboard.
I can't read.
I can't. No, Mom, that is a beautiful comment. I can't believe I didn't see that earlier.
Yes.
Man,
Thank you.
welcome to the delightfully unhinged family that is known as the Leave It at the Table family. Mom J Buck is Jordan Gibbs, one of our fellow Miami Dolphins fans that is gonna suffer through it this year with us. You were giving Jeffrey crap about the keyboard. Yeah, he's young. He's supposed to land your planes, damn it.
Out of gas.
All right. Planes coming down for a landing. All right. From the bottom of our hearts, I think we do this all the time, but especially on a night like tonight, dude, thank you guys
Yes.
so much for interacting, for being here for us, and just, dude, this show, once again, is nothing without that.
Yeah.
And I do agree that we can probably expand it beyond that, but I never want to lose this magic. So, Mom's right. This is a family. Once a year, we do an appreciation lunch, Tyler, or like an appreciation party, rather. So if you stick around, dude, you can be part of that. We'll get you here. We'll figure it out. Well, I mean, we're in Florida, but it's beautiful down here. Thank you guys. Bo, there you are. Bro, I love you so much, Bo. You got to know that. You have been here from the very first episode, just about every week. And, dude, thank you, Bo. Thank you, Bo Green. Send me a shirt. If you guys want shirts, I'll do another buy-in for them. Like, we have done this recently, and we were kind of underwhelmed by the amount of sales. Like, as much as you can be for something that people don't have to do, I suppose. Jerk thing to say. I'm sorry. If you want another shirt, maybe we'll do it eventually. So stay tuned. Watch the show because it's going to happen. All right. I'm going to log out.
I'm just admiring myself.
Dude, it's nice. I got a little pop figure. Is this narcissism? Is this what it feels like?
I have a shirt with me on it.
Yeah. I have a shirt with my friend on it. With my best friends.
Yeah.
Jeffrey is behind me.
Yep.
I love how we're the same size.
And the same weight. It's a whole new world.
The camera deducts 12 pounds.
The t-shirt adds many. Hey, man. Thank you guys so much for watching, listening, everything that you're doing tonight. We are going to get out of here. Just to recap, the next couple of weeks. Next week, we're going to be off. There's no real rhyme or reason for that besides, like, just to be honest with you, I need a break. So thank you guys for understanding, and thank you for not pushing back on that. I need a break next week. So thank you guys.
And Tyler Saunders will be back.
Subscribe, brother.
Yeah.
So he already subscribed. Send this to some of your friends or whenever you make new friends.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're here. We are here. And this is we treat this like therapy every single Thursday night. So we're here to vent. We're here to have fun. Most of all, and we're just here to have a good time, man.
Yeah.
And
And if you ever need anything outside,
yeah,
let us know.
let us know, dude.
And that's to anyone.
We'll be back on August 28th. Little college football preview show. I'm hyped for that, dude. I'm ready. We'll be back in a couple weeks. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you then.